Madam Ebadi, is reform, is that an option, or is it, change of regime, completely change of regime? That's the solution?
Sorry, we were met with deadlock. We tried every which way possible, but we didn't get anywhere. Reforms did not work. We did not want violence. We wanted to act peacefully. We did everything. But I know we will succeed. We want to remain peaceful in our protests. However, if any violence takes place during our protests, it is not due to the protesters, it's because of the regime and the brutality of the regime. Now, let me add that the international community, what can the international community do to help us, to support us, to get rid of this regime without any bloodshed? Look, I'm a jurist. I'm a lawyer. Let me speak to you a bit about the law. Well, you could use international law to help us. One way which could really aid the Iranian people in order to topple this brutal regime is to find ways through which we can take the regime to international tribunals. That would pave the way towards toppling the regime, using the international law. In Iran, many anti-women laws, discriminatory anti-women laws were adopted after the revolution, and I'm going to give you a few examples. For instance, the value of a woman's life is considered to be that of half of a man. For instance, if my brother and I happen to be in some accident on the street, the court in Iran awards my brother twice as much in damages than me. The testimony of 2 women is tantamount to the testimony of one man. A man in Iran can have up to 4 wives, and he can divorce them at any time he chooses to, whereas it's almost impossible for a woman to obtain divorce. As regards inheritance, a woman inherits half of that of a man. And there are dozens of other discriminatory laws against the women. And I've just given you very few examples. This discriminatory situation against women, how is it different to, let's say, South Africa, where black people were deprived of their rights? How different is it from North America, from the United States of America, before blacks or colored people realize their rights? My question is this: why is it that international law only sees apartheid in relation to race, whereas people of color are not necessarily, they don't necessarily constitute half of the population? However, women do constitute half of the population of any country around the world. If you officially recognize the apartheid in South Africa, why not recognize gender apartheid by international law? And if we do, you will see that in Iran, Afghanistan, you can use by international law in order to improve the plight of women in these countries. All Islamic women want this. We have a gender apartheid, and we need international law for that. And as I said, the women constitute half the world's population, so we have to think about legal routes, legal channels. It's not just about killing each other or chanting slogans or sanctions. Use the law. International countries, especially Norway, they can oppose that there should be such laws, that they should officially recognize gender apartheid. And once they do, believe me, then the Iranian regime could be tried for crimes against humanity. And it will be very easily done. We will be able to topple the regime very easily through use of international law. So that is how you can help us. We're not saying attack Iran, but please help us take this brutal regime to international tribunals to make them answerable for their crimes.